Boys, it's Dan. Welcome to the season finale of the Premier League. The top of the table is decided. Man City are Premier League champions. We have just got the two relegation battles. Who will go down with Southampton to the Championship? There are some big games to decide. They don't mean much, and a Champions League space to be sort of decided. So boys, until then, let's smash that like and subscribe for the last Premier League prediction video of the 2022-23 season. And we're starting off with the team who finished in second place, Arsenal versus Wolves. Now, Arsenal lost against Nottingham Forest, which handed the Premier League title to Manchester City. Congratulations to Arsenal on a fantastic season. They pushed Arsenal hard, but they just came out unlucky in the whole season. To be fair, Man City deserved the whole season, to be fair. And Wolves are a good team. Wolves, decent team under, first half season they were terrible, second half season they were alright. But I mean, we can't look much past Arsenal. I mean, to be fair, Arsenal want to go to the season on a high. 2-0 win to the Arsenal. They have not won. We have two guests. We have Maisie and Dan. Both of you lot, off you go.
Yes, Dan, thank you very much for inviting me into the Premier League final prediction. I enjoy watching these predictions, so do. Let's get started, mate. Let's get started. Arsenal versus Wolves. I think Arsenal's going to win 2-0.
Right, thank you Dan for letting me back on the channel. And today we're going to be doing my final predictions. The final games, Arsenal versus Wolves. Arsenal have been doing exceptionally well this season with a total of 25 wins, 6 losses and 81 points. They lost their last game though against Nottingham Forest, which is quite surprising as Nottingham Forest is 16th on the leaderboard, whereas we have Wolves at 13th with a total of 11 wins, 18 losses and 41 points. But they drew their last game against Everton. So this could be a tight game, but I feel like Arsenal can come back knowing it is their last game. So I feel like it's going to be a 3-1 win to Arsenal.
There you guys now move to Aston Villa versus Brighton and Hove Albion. Now, Brighton and Hove Albion have secured themselves Europa League football for next season. Brighton are in Europa League, which is a fantastic achievement for Brighton in the Europa League. They have deserved so much praise, so much plaudits for the last season they've had under Potter this season, Potter for the last 2 seasons, and now Bruno De Zerbi for the last 8 months or how many months he's been in charge at the club. I mean, they've lost Trossard, they've got Matoma, who, wow. I mean, you could say the same for Villa as well. You could say the same for Villa. Under Lampard, not very good at all. But then, when they sacked Lampard and got in Unai Emery, which was at first you thought, strange call. No, it wasn't. It was a stroke of genius because they can get a Europa Conference spot, which could be huge for them for next season with European football, because that means that some players will stay, and I'm going to say it'll be a 2-2 draw in this game between Aston Villa and Brighton. And Amazing Dan, off you both go.
We have Aston Villa, Brighton. So Aston Villa are 7th on the leaderboard, and they drew their last game against Liverpool 1-1. They have 17 wins, 13 losses and 58 points. So as I said, they drew their last game against Liverpool, whereas Brighton, on the other hand, are 6th with 18 wins, 11 losses and 61 points, winning their last game against Southampton 3-1. So I think this game is going to be a 3-2 win to Brighton and Hove. Right.
Aston Villa versus Brighton Hove Albion. Now, Brighton is confirmed in Europa League for next season. I think it's going to be a 3-1 Brighton.
Now we move to Brentford versus the Premier League champions, Man City. Yes, congratulations to Man City on a 3rd consecutive Premier League title. I said it in the last video, I want to say it again now. Man City have been fantastic this season. They've been playing catch up all season long, all season long. But they have the deserved Champions League. They have deserved the title, to be fair. And they're in the final of the Champions League and the FA Cup one, which is next weekend. So they'll probably be one of the Western players for this game against. I mean, they rested 9 players against Chelsea and still won 1-0. But on the other hand, Brentford can still get you if Spurs lose. If Spurs drop points and Man City win and Brentford win, then they can mathematically get Champions League, not European football. But I can't see it happening. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw in this game between Man City and Brighton, and the guests off you both go.
Now Brentford versus Manchester City. I think Brentford is going to win because Manchester City has nothing to play for now. They'll be resting players from the FA Cup final against Manchester United. I think it's going to be a 2-1 win.
Right, the next game. Brentford, Man City. Right, do I even have to explain? Man City have done exceptional this season. They really showed their true colours. Haaland has played amazing along with the other members of the team. But I think they will win this. But I'm still going to go over it. With a total of 28 wins, 4 losses and 88 points. Their performance this season has been amazing and they are first on the leaderboard, whereas Brentford are 9th, which is not that bad for 14 wins, 9 losses and 56 points, winning their last game against Tottenham 3-1, which this could be a struggle, but Man City did win their last game 1-0 against Chelsea, so I feel like it's going to be a 3-1 win to Manchester City. Actually, a 2-1 win to Man City. Right.
And I move to a game that has no bearing on anything around it. Chelsea versus Champions League Newcastle. Yes, Newcastle are in the Champions League for next season. If you said to me this season, at the start of his season, Newcastle will finish in the top 4, I would have bitten your arm off. No, Newcastle I did not think would be anywhere near the top half of the table. But I did not think they would be 4th or 3rd in the league come the end of the season. Honestly, mental. I mean, fair play, Eddie Howe. Fair play. You deserved it. Like on the hard season, you deserved something. You deserved it. To be fair. But Chelsea have had one of their worst seasons in history. No European football, 600 million spent. No nothing. No Europe, nothing. And I do think that they might take. I mean, next season they got Poch in. Next season Poch is in that club. What's he gonna do the next season? But in this game, can't see it being anything. I'm gonna go over 0-0 in this game. It'll be a stalemate. Rating doesn't play for, and guests, what are you two going for in this game?
Sorry, Dan, for missing out the Chelsea-Newcastle game, but here are my predictions for it. So, Newcastle are third on the leaderboard with 19 wins, 5 losses and 70 points. Even though they did draw their last game 0-0 with Leicester, I think they've had an outstanding season, and Newcastle is quite close to home for me, so I am really proud that Newcastle have made it this far, whereas Chelsea are 12th on the leaderboard with only 11 wins, 15 losses and 43 points, losing their last game to Man City. I am a Chelsea fan, and seeing Chelsea drop like this all of a sudden was really shocking for me, but I understand it happens. But I think it's going to be a 2-1 win to Newcastle. Thank you again, Dan.
Now, Chelsea versus Newcastle. I think Newcastle is going to win this 4-1.
I move to another game that has no bearing on the season at all. Crystal Palace versus Nottingham Forest. Yes. Forest beat Arsenal 1-0 at home last weekend to secure themselves for the 2023-24 season. Now, Forest, after signing 22 players, they've brought in so many players. You could literally 2 teams of the amount of players they brought in. At Palace, under Vieira, they looked like they were going to go. Then Hodgson came in and salvaged their club. Now, Palace fans, who do you like to see as your manager for next season? Do you want it to be someone good, or if you can stamp down Hodgson, will Hodgson want to still be at your club next season? And Forest fans, this is your time to comment. Do you think you will stay again in the Premier League, or will you make them out of silence? And I'm going to say in this game, Palace will be no home from this. If Forest have any way to set up to begin this season, they need to improve their way form. And it will start here with a 1-0 win to Nottingham Forest. And the guests, what are you going for in this game? Now we move.
Forest and Palace. I think Forest is going to be tight because they won't be staying up in the Premier League. I think it's going to be a 0-0 draw.
Right, Crystal Palace versus Nottingham Forest, yeah. So Crystal Palace are 11th on the leaderboard with 11 wins, 15 losses and 44 points. They drew their last game with Fulham 2-2, and they have been playing alright this season, whereas Nottingham Forest are 16th with only 9 wins, 18 losses and 37 points, but still winning their last game against Arsenal. This is going to be a really tight game, so I think it's going to be a this is really hard. I think it's going to be a 2-1 win to Crystal Palace.
Move to now focus our attentions on the bottom half of the table, and more importantly, the relegation battle. And our first game of the relegation battle is Everton versus Bournemouth. Now, Everton have played 37 matches, and they're on 33 points. They have a 2-point gap between Leeds and Leicester, who both also play. Well, everyone's playing this weekend all at the same time. But I mean, Everton got a late equaliser at Wolves, which now puts their fate in their own hands. If they win this game, they are safe, and they send Leeds and Leicester packing to the Championship. And I'm going to say they will win it. They'll win it 2-0 because their home fans will war that team on. They'll make Goodison Park erupt. And Maisie and Dan, are you saying that Everton will stay in the Premier League, yes or no?
Anyways, Everton and Bournemouth. Everton are 17th with a total of 7 wins, 18 losses and 33 points, drawing their last game with Wolves. Bournemouth are 15th with 11 wins, 20 losses and now 39 points, losing their last game versus Man U. So I think, overall, I think it's going to be a 1-0 win to Everton.
Everton versus Bournemouth now. Everton needs points to stay up, so they do. I think it's going to be, again, a point. I'm going to go 2-2.
I move to their relegation rivals in Leeds versus Spurs. Now Leeds, they did lose last week. They did lose last time out to West Ham. They needed to get a point or result from that game. So they're played 37. They're on 31 points and they're in 19th place. So if Leeds win, they need Leicester to lose and Bournemouth to they need basically to Leeds stay up. They need Leicester and Everton both to lose. So yeah, and they're playing the Spurs, the team who did lose to Brentford 3-1. But I mean, if you're Spurs, you want to forget the season completely. There 3 managers that season: Conte, Stellini, and now Mason. Who would want to go to that club that season? Who on earth would want to? They've been linked to like Xavi Alonso and all them lot. I mean, but I think they will make Ellen Road will be rocking. But I don't think Leeds will have enough. I'm gonna go 2-1 Spurs, and Leeds will be packing their bags and heading down to the Championship. And we move to the last.
Leeds against Tottenham. Now, Leeds is another club that needs points, so does Leicester. I think Leeds might get beaten this one against Tottenham. I'm going to go 1-0 Tottenham.
Leeds and Spurs. Leeds are 19th with 7 wins, 20 losses and 31 points, losing their last game to West Ham 3-1. Whereas Spurs, so Tottenham, are... Where's Spurs? Spurs are 8th with 17 wins, 14 losses, 57 points, losing their last game to Brentford 3-1. So this is going to be, I think it's going to be a 2-1 win to Spurs.
Last relegation fighting team, which is Leicester City versus West Ham United. Now West Ham are safe, but I don't think West Ham would take this game too seriously because 4 days later they have the Europa Conference League final against Fiorentina, I think, or Basel, one of the 2 teams, I'm not sure who it is. But Leicester, they need the points. Leicester, they need to win. Same now as what Everton and Leeds win. If Leicester win, they need Everton to lose because they have the better goal difference. So yeah, they have played 37 like Leeds. But I mean, West Ham. If you're West Ham, you would wanna go out. You want to Western players. You probably will Western players, but they still have enough to beat Leeds 2-1 to Leeds to Leicester City 2-1 win to West Ham. And the guests, are you saying that Everton will stay in the Premier League and Leicester will go down and Leeds will go down? Let's find out what you say for Leicester versus West Ham.
Leicester, West Ham. Right. Leicester are... So where are Leicester ranking? 18th on the table with 8 wins, 22 losses and 31 points, drawing their last game with Newcastle. They have had an okay season, but West Ham, on the other hand, are 14th, so only 1 up above them. So, with 11 wins, 19 losses, 40 points, winning their last game 3-1 against Leeds. So I think this is going to be a 2-1 win to West Ham.
Leicester versus West Ham United. I am going to go with West Ham win 3-1.
And we move our attention back to the top of the league. And that top 4, Manchester United versus Fulham. Now, as time of seeing this on the Friday, Manchester United should have booked their place in the Champions League because they need 2 points. They need a point from 2 games. They're playing Chelsea on Thursday evening. Obviously, this is obviously going to go up Friday, but I'm just going to basis that I'm going to basis that we need 2 points. We need 1 point from 2 games, and if we can get Champions League football next season, that will give us a lot of money. If we can get in Europe, that will be even more special for us. And Fulham, on the other hand, haven't got much to play for, apart from they might want to get us revenge on that FA Cup success that we beat them by. But I think we will come through with flying colours in this game. A 2-0 win to Man United. Let's end the season off on a clean sheet and go into that FA Cup final against Man City. And Dan and Maisie, what are you saying in this game?
I know Manchester United versus Fulham. I think Manchester United's going to win this game for a Champions League spot next season. It's going to be a 4-1.
Man U versus Fulham. Man U have actually been doing really well, with 4th on the leaderboard with 69 points, 9 losses and 21 wins. They did win their last game against Bournemouth, whereas Fulham, where are Fulham? A 10th with 15 wins, 15 losses and 52 points, drawing their last game with Crystal Palace. I think this is going to be also a 2-1 win to Man U.
Now we move to Southampton. Now we move to the last game of the 2022-23 season, which is Southampton versus Liverpool. Southampton's last game in the Premier League before they head down to a Championship for next season. What will they do this season? What are they doing? I don't know. Liverpool are doomed to the Europa League, which makes me, as a Man United fan, so happy because they will be playing football on a Thursday night. But we're playing football on a Wednesday or Tuesday night. Come on, Liverpool. Manchester United, with Liverpool, pack your bags. You're going to the Europa League. You're going to Greece. You're going to Israel. You're going to somewhere bizarre. You probably will be going somewhere bizarre. And I'm going to say that it will be Liverpool will end the season on a high with a 2-0 win, Liverpool, and the guests for the last time in the game week and the season. What you said in this video now.
Our last game, Southampton versus Liverpool. Southampton are sadly last on the leaderboard, only with a 6 wins, 25 losses and 24 points, losing their last game to Brighton. Whereas Liverpool made a good comeback from the beginning of the season, have 19 wins, 9 losses, 66 points, coming in at 5th on the leaderboard, drawing their last game 1-1. But I think this is going to be a 3-0 win to Liverpool, as Southampton haven't been doing the best, but Liverpool have made their way up. So I think that is overall my predictions. Thank you again, Dan, for having me on the channel, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks.
And then finally, Southampton versus Liverpool. I think Liverpool are going to win 2-1 by ramming down. Yeah, let's see how the final season brings us.
I just want to say a big I want to give good luck to both Coventry and Luton, who are in the final, who are in the playoff final on the Saturday. Who will join Burnley and Sheffield United in the Premier League? Will it be Luton or will it be Coventry? I'm going to say it'll be Luton. Not by much though. Luton to win it 2-1. I'm putting it in there only because it's to see who comes up with Burnley and Sheffield United next season, and that, boys, will bring the Premier League predictions to an end. Thank you all over the season for providing me, for giving the guests, for giving the views, for 200 subs as well, boys. And I'll be back in a couple of days after the Premier League has ended with the table reaction and Manchester United season review. And if you have any video ideas for me to do in the off season of the Premier League, let me know in the comment down below. And also, if I don't see you then, boys, have a lovely off season, and I will see you who will join Southampton in the relegation battle. Sorry, who will join Southampton in the Championship next season. Find that out when we come back for the Premier League table review. Until then, boys, peace out and enjoy the last games of the Premier League.